Lisa Chen walked through the marble entrance of prestigious academy for the first time in 3 years. The last time she'd been here, she'd been escorted out by security after causing a scene in Mr. Dawson's classroom. Her crime? Asking why her 6-year-old daughter had been forced to sit in the hallway during math lessons. Today she owned the building. Ms. Chen? The headmaster, Dr. Patricia Whitmore, approached with a nervous smile. "We're honored to have you visit. When my assistant said the new owner wanted to tour, I had no idea it would be you." Lisa smiled coolly. "I prefer to keep my investments private." "Where's the faculty meeting being held?" "The auditorium. But that's not scheduled until it is now. I'd like all staff assembled in 20 minutes. Non-negotiable." Patricia's smile faltered. "Of course, I'll make the announcement." Lisa continued walking through the hallways she remembered so well. Past the 3rd grade classroom where Emma had spent hours being told she was behind. Past the principal's office where she'd begged for accommodations. Past the library where her daughter had been labeled unteachable. And there, walking toward her with that same condescending expression, was Mr. Richard Dawson. He didn't recognize her. Why would he? She'd been just another concerned parent he'd dismissed over his 30-year career. "Excuse me," he said, not even looking at her directly. "This wing is for faculty only." Lisa stopped, met his eyes, smiled. "I'm the new owner, Mr. Dawson, and in 20 minutes, you and I are going to have a very important conversation." The recognition hit his face slowly, then the color drained. "You?" "Yes, me." 3 years earlier, the humiliation? Emma Chen had been diagnosed with autism at age 4. High functioning, brilliant pattern recognition, photographic memory for numbers and sequences, could solve complex math problems in her head. But she struggled with traditional classroom structure. Loud noises overwhelmed her. Sudden schedule changes caused meltdowns. She needed movement breaks, visual schedules, clear, concrete instructions. Lisa had researched every school in the city. Prestigious academy claimed to be progressive and inclusive. Their website promised individualized learning approaches and support for diverse learners. It was a lie. Emma's 1st grade teacher, Mr. Richard Dawson, had been teaching the same way for 3 decades. Rigid, traditional, unforgiving. Children need discipline and structure, he told Lisa in their first parent-teacher conference. Not coddling. "My daughter isn't asking to be coddled. She's asking for reasonable accommodations protected by federal law." "Mrs. Chen, Ms. Chen. Ms. Chen, I've been teaching for 30 years. I know how to educate children. Your daughter's issues are beyond what I can address. Perhaps special education would be more appropriate." Lisa had stayed calm, professional. Emma tested at her 4th grade level in mathematics. She reads at a 3rd grade level. She belongs in this classroom. What she needs is to learn to behave like the other children. When she can do that, we can discuss her academic placement. The breaking point had come 2 months later. Lisa had arrived for pickup and found Emma sitting in the hallway, alone, crying silently, arms wrapped around her knees. "Baby, what happened?" Lisa had knelt beside her daughter. "Mr. Dawson said I had to sit out here during math because I was bothering everyone." "Were you talking?" "I was humming. I hum when I do math. It helps me think, but he said I was being disruptive and stupid, and I'd never learn if I couldn't follow simple rules." Stupid. He'd called her 6-year-old daughter stupid. Lisa had walked directly into the classroom. Mr. Dawson had been at his desk. "Did you call my daughter stupid?" He'd looked up, annoyed. "I said her behavior was making it difficult for her to learn. If she can't control herself." She's 6 years old with a neurological difference. She was humming quietly while doing math problems that are 3 grade levels above where she should be. And you called her stupid. I think you're overreacting. I think you're discriminating against a disabled child. That's a violation of the ADA, Section 504, and the IDEA. I'll be filing complaints with the State Board of Education and the Office of Civil Rights. Mr. Dawson had stood, his face reddening. Your daughter is disruptive, entitled, and unteachable. Perhaps if you disciplined her properly at home, instead of making excuses for her behavior, she'd be able to function in a normal classroom. Get away from my daughter. We're done here. Good. We don't need students who can't meet basic behavioral standards. Lisa had withdrawn Emma that day, filed the complaints. They'd gone nowhere. Prestigious Academy had expensive lawyers and a reputation to protect. Mr. Dawson had been teaching there since before Lisa was born. One formal reprimand. No other consequences. Lisa had taken Emma home, enrolled her in Lisa's own online education platform, EduTech AI, the company Lisa had built from scratch after her own struggles with traditional schooling. And she'd started planning. The empire Lisa built. Lisa Chen hadn't always been wealthy. She'd grown up poor, daughter of immigrants, struggled in school because of undiagnosed ADHD. Teachers had called her lazy and unmotivated. She dropped out of college, worked 3 jobs, taught herself coding at night, built her first app at 23, a task management system for people with ADHD that actually understood how ADHD brains work, sold it for $2 million at 25, used that money to build EduTech, AI adaptive learning software that personalized education based on how each individual brain learned best. Visual learners got graphics and videos. Kinesthetic learners got interactive simulations. Auditory learners got podcasts and discussions. Kids with ADHD got built-in movement breaks and gamification. Kids with autism got clear routines and visual schedules. Kids with dyslexia got text-to-speech and multi-sensory approaches. It worked spectacularly. Within 5 years, EduTech AI had 2 million users. Within 8 years, it was valued at $600 million. Lisa had become one of the most successful edtech entrepreneurs in the country, and she'd used Emma, her brilliant autistic daughter, as her inspiration. Emma's transformation. Homeschooling with EduTech AI, Emma had flourished. She'd completed 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade math in 18 months. She'd devoured books on her own schedule. She'd learned coding, astronomy, marine biology, whatever captured her intense, focused interest. By age 9, Emma was working at a middle school level in most subjects, high school level in math and science. She'd been accepted into MIT's youth program for gifted students at 9 years old, the same child Mr. Dawson had called unteachable. But Lisa hadn't forgotten, hadn't forgiven. She'd been watching Prestigious Academy carefully, waiting the opportunity. Year 3 after Emma's withdrawal, Prestigious Academy had run into trouble. Enrollment was declining. The school's reputation for being exclusive had started to feel more like elitist and inflexible. Parents were pulling students out, citing lack of support for diverse learners. Several discrimination lawsuits had been filed, not enough to bankrupt the school, but enough to make insurance expensive and donors nervous. The board had been looking for capital, new investors, fresh direction. Lisa's investment firm had approached them quietly, offered to acquire 60% ownership, promised to maintain the school's prestigious reputation while modernizing its approach. The board had accepted. And now Lisa Chen owned the school that had rejected her daughter. The faculty meeting. 23 minutes later, the auditorium was filled with confused teachers and staff. Dr. Whitmore stood at the podium, visibly uncomfortable. Thank you all for assembling on short notice. I'd like to introduce Lisa Chen, the new majority owner of prestigious academy. Polite, nervous applause. Lisa walked to the podium, scanned the faces, found Mr. Dawson in the third row, arms crossed, expression skeptical. Good afternoon. For those who don't know me, I'm the founder and CEO of EduTech AI. Some of you may be familiar with our adaptive learning platform. Nods of recognition. Several teachers had heard of it. I've acquired prestigious academy because I believe in its potential. This school has a 100-year legacy of excellence, beautiful facilities, talented educators, a strong community, more relaxed now. This sounded like a normal investor speech, but it also has significant problems. Declining enrollment, multiple discrimination complaints, a reputation for being inflexible and unwelcoming to students with learning differences. The room tensed. Over the next 6 months, we'll be implementing major changes. New curriculum focused on inclusive education, teacher training on neurodiversity and learning differences, partnerships with special education specialists. Our goal is to become the most progressive, inclusive private school in the state. Mr. Dawson's hand shot up. And what about academic standards? Are we supposed to lower our expectations to accommodate every child who can't keep up? Lisa smiled. She'd been waiting for this. Mr. Dawson, thank you for that question. I actually wanted to speak with you specifically. Could you come to the front, please? He stood, confident, clearly thinking he was about to make a point. He walked to the front of the auditorium. Mr. Dawson, how long have you been teaching at prestigious academy? 31 years. Impressive. And in those 31 years, how many students with diagnosed learning disabilities or autism have you successfully taught? I teach mainstream students. Children with special needs belong in special education classrooms. I see. So you've taught 0 students with disabilities. I teach students who are capable of meeting academic standards. Interesting definition of capable. Lisa pulled out a folder. I have here the case file of a student who attended your first grade class 3 years ago. Emma Chen. Do you remember her? His face shifted. He remembered. Vaguely. Let me refresh your memory. Emma was 6 years old, diagnosed with autism. She tested at a 4th grade level in mathematics and a 3rd grade level in reading. Her parents requested reasonable accommodations, movement breaks, visual schedules, flexibility with seating. She was disruptive. She was a 6-year-old child with a disability. And you called her stupid. The auditorium went silent. You told her parents she was unteachable. You made her sit in the hallway during math, her strongest subject, because she hummed while solving problems. You recommended she be removed from mainstream education entirely. I was trying to maintain classroom standards. You were discriminating against a disabled child. Lisa's voice was ice. in violation of federal law and basic human decency. Now wait just a minute. Emma Chen is my daughter, Mr. Dawson. The color drained from his face. And I'd like you to know what happened to the unteachable child you rejected. At age 9, 3 years after you told me she'd never succeed, she was accepted into MIT's youth program for gifted students. She's currently working on algorithm development for my company's AI platform. She's brilliant, she's thriving, and she's everything you said she'd never be. Miss Chen, you're fired. Effective immediately. You can't. I own this school. I absolutely can. You have 1 hour to clear out your classroom. Security will escort you from the building. Mr. Dawson's face went from pale to red. This is personal vendetta. I'll sue for wrongful termination. I have recordings of you using ableist language. I have complaints from 7 other parents whose children you've discriminated against. I have an airtight case for termination with cause. You won't win. You'll just spend money you don't have on lawyers who'll tell you the same thing I'm telling you now. You failed as an educator, and your career here is over. Security had entered the auditorium. Gentlemen, please escort Mr. Dawson to his classroom to collect his personal belongings. He's no longer employed here. This is insane. Patricia, you can't let her do this. Mr. Dawson looked desperately at the headmaster. Dr. Whitmore wouldn't meet his eyes. Miss Chen has the authority. I'm sorry, Richard. As security led him out, Mr. Dawson turned back one last time. You're destroying this school's reputation. No, Lisa said calmly. I'm building a better one. Without you, the transformation. Over the next 6 months, Lisa restructured prestigious academy completely. Changes implemented. New hiring requirements. Every teacher had to complete training on neurodiversity, learning disabilities, and inclusive education practices. Curriculum redesign. Partnered with special education experts to create flexible learning pathways that accommodated different learning styles, while maintaining academic rigor. Support services. Hired occupational therapists, speech therapists, and learning specialists. Created sensory-friendly quiet rooms. Implemented flexible seating options. Teacher accountability. Performance reviews now included metrics on how well teachers supported diverse learners. Rebranding. Prestigious academy, where every mind thrives. The results. Enrollment increased 40% in the first year. Student satisfaction scores up 67%. Teacher retention improved. Those who couldn't adapt left. Those who embraced it flourished. 0 discrimination complaints filed. Wait list of 300 families wanting to enroll. The school that had rejected Emma became a model for inclusive education. Emma's return. On the first day of the new school year, Lisa brought Emma to campus. Emma was 9 now, confident, excited, wearing a backpack covered in NASA patches. Are you sure you want to do this? Lisa asked. You don't have to go back here. You can keep homeschooling. I want to, Mom. I want to show them I can do it. They walked into the building together, past the newly renovated classrooms, with flexible seating and sensory-friendly lighting, past the Learning Resource Center, past the walls now covered with student artwork celebrating differences. Emma's new teacher, Ms. Rodriguez, was waiting, young, energetic, specialized in twice exceptional students, kids, who were both gifted and had learning disabilities. Emma, I've been so excited to meet you. I've read your file. Your work on pattern recognition algorithms is incredible." Emma smiled. A real, genuine smile. "Thanks. Can I see the classroom, of course?" "Come on in. I've set up a quiet corner by the window where you can work when you need less stimulation. And I have fidget tools if you need movement while you're thinking. I heard you like to hum when you do math. That's totally fine here. Whatever helps you learn best." Lisa watched her daughter walk into the classroom. Sit down at a desk. Pull out her math workbook. No fear, no shame. No sitting in hallways, just learning, the way it should have been from the beginning. The encounter 6 months later. Lisa was leaving the school after a board meeting when she saw him. Mr. Dawson, standing across the street, watching the building. He looked smaller, older, defeated. She walked over to him. "Mr. Dawson." He flinched. "Miss Chen, I wasn't trying to cause trouble. I drive by sometimes. Have you found new employment?" "No. 31 years at one school doesn't translate well to job applications, especially when the reason for termination is discrimination." His voice was bitter. Lisa could have walked away. She'd won. He'd lost. That should have been enough. But she thought about Emma, about the lessons she wanted her daughter to learn. "Mr. Dawson, do you understand why I fired you?" "Because I didn't accommodate your daughter's special needs." "No, I fired you because you were cruel. Accommodations are logistics, movement breaks, visual schedules, flexible seating. Those are easy. What you did was tell a 6-year-old child she was stupid. You made her sit in a hallway and feel ashamed for existing. You tried to convince me, her mother, that she was unteachable. That's not about accommodations. That's about basic human decency." He was quiet for a long moment. I didn't realize that she was a real person with feelings, with potential. I thought I was maintaining standards. I thought I was helping the other students by removing distractions. You were protecting your own comfort. Teaching the same way you'd always taught was easier than learning new approaches. Emma required you to be flexible, creative, patient, and you couldn't be bothered. Mr. Dawson's shoulders slumped. "You're right. I'm sorry. Don't apologize to me." "You'll never get the chance to apologize to Emma. She doesn't even remember your name. You were just a mean teacher for a few months before she moved on and succeeded without you. How is she? Thriving. She's a peer mentor now. Helps other autistic students adjust to the school. She's kind to them, patient, understanding, everything you weren't." He nodded slowly. "I'm glad, truly." Lisa studied him, saw genuine remorse, not just for losing his job, for what he'd done. "There's a teaching program at the community center, adult education for people with learning disabilities. They need volunteer tutors. The pay is terrible, basically nothing. The students are challenging. Many have been told their whole lives they're not smart enough to learn." "Why are you telling me this?" "Because if you actually want to make amends, there's a way. Learn how to teach people who learn differently. Be patient with them. Be kind. Prove you've changed. And if I do that, then maybe in a few years you'll understand what teaching actually means. And maybe you can rebuild some small part of the career you destroyed." She walked away, didn't look back. Lisa was reviewing applications for a new special education coordinator position when she saw a familiar name in the recommendation letters. Richard Dawson listed as a reference for one of the candidates. She called the candidate. "I see you have Mr. Dawson as a reference. How do you know him?" "Oh, Richard. He's been volunteering at the community center's adult literacy program for 2 years. He's the one who encouraged me to apply for this position. What's he like to work with? Patient, kind. He works with our most challenging students, adults with severe dyslexia, learning disabilities, autism, people who've been told they're too old or too far behind to learn. Richard sits with them for hours, never gets frustrated, never gives up on them. He's really changed a lot of people's lives. Lisa hung up, sat in silence for a moment, then she made a decision. Lisa drove to the community center, found Mr. Dawson in a classroom working with a 50-year-old man who was learning to read. Sound it out, Marcus. You've got this. C a T. What sound does C make? Ka. Good. And A. Perfect. Now T. Ta. Ka. A. Cat? Yes, cat. You did it. The man's face lit up with the kind of joy that comes from achieving something you'd been told was impossible. Lisa waited until the session ended, then approached. Mr. Dawson, he turned, saw her. His face showed surprise, then something that looked like shame. Emma Chen. I didn't expect to see you here. I heard you've been volunteering. 2 years now? Yes. You were right about everything. I needed to learn how to actually teach. These students, they've taught me more than I ever taught them. I have an opening. Special Education Coordinator at prestigious academy. It's not a teaching position. You'd be supporting teachers, developing accommodations, working with families. It pays $60,000 a year. That's about half what you made before. He stared at her. Why would you offer me anything? Because Emma asked me to. What? She's 11 now. We were talking about forgiveness and second chances. She asked what happened to the mean teacher. I told her you'd been volunteering with adult learners who'd struggled in school. She said, maybe he's not mean anymore. Maybe he learned. And then she asked if you could come back and help other kids who are like her. Mr. Dawson's eyes filled with tears. Your daughter wants to help me. After what I did to her, she doesn't remember what you did to her. She was 6. She moved on, but she remembers what it felt like to be called stupid. And she doesn't want other kids to feel that way. She thinks you could prevent that now. I don't deserve this. Probably not. But Emma believes in second chances, and I trust her judgment more than I trust my anger. I would spend every day making sure no child ever felt the way I made Emma feel. I know. That's why I'm offering. But if you take this job, you work under strict conditions. Any complaint of discrimination, any ableist language, any suggestion that you're reverting to old patterns, you're done. Immediately, no second chance. Understood? And one more thing. Emma wants to meet you. She wants to tell you about her work, show you what she's accomplished. She thinks it will help you understand why accommodation matters. I would be honored. 1 week later, Lisa brought Emma to the school after hours. Mr. Dawson was waiting in the conference room, nervous, hands shaking slightly. Emma walked in, confident, curious, no fear at all. Hi, you're Mr. Dawson? Yes, Emma, I need to apologize to you. When you were in my class, I was unkind. I said things that were hurtful and wrong. I didn't understand how to teach students who learned differently. I failed you, and I'm deeply, deeply sorry. Emma tilted her head, thinking, do you understand now? I'm learning. Every day. Good. Because there are lots of kids like me who need teachers who get it. I brought something to show you. She pulled out her tablet. opened a presentation. This is the algorithm I developed for my mom's company. It predicts which teaching methods will work best for each student based on their learning profile. C, it analyzes how long they spend on different types of problems, which explanations they respond to, what time of day they focus best. Then it adapts the curriculum in real time. She walked him through the entire system, explained the math, the coding, the logic. Mr. Dawson listened, mesmerized. Emma, this is extraordinary. Thanks. I couldn't have built it if I'd stayed in traditional school. I needed flexibility, different teaching methods, permission to learn the way my brain works. That's what accommodations do. They don't lower standards. They remove barriers so kids can show how smart they actually are. I wish I'd understood that when you were my student. You understand it now. That's what matters. She looked at him seriously. Are you going to help other kids like me? Yes, I promise. Okay, then I forgive you. Just like that. Simple. Clear. Done. Mr. Dawson broke down completely, tears streaming down his face. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance to be better. Emma patted his arm awkwardly. It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. The important thing is learning from them. That's what my mom always says. Prestigious Academy became the top-rated inclusive private school in the state. Richard Dawson worked there for 5 years as special education coordinator. Never missed a day, never raised his voice, never made a student feel less than. He retired at 74. At his retirement party, he gave a speech. 31 years ago, I started teaching with the belief that education was about conformity, that good students were quiet, compliant, and able to learn the way I taught. I was wrong about everything. I spent 31 years failing students who didn't fit my narrow definition of teachable. I caused real harm, real pain, and I'm deeply ashamed of that. But 7 years ago, a woman I'd wronged gave me a second chance I didn't deserve. And her daughter, a child I'd called unteachable, showed me grace I hadn't earned. Emma Chen taught me more about education in one conversation than I learned in 3 decades of teaching. She showed me that intelligence comes in infinite forms, that accommodation isn't weakness, it's equity, that the job of an educator is to adapt to students, not force students to adapt to us. I hope the work I've done these past 7 years has made some small amends for the harm I caused. And I hope every educator in this room remembers, the students who challenge you the most are often the ones who'll teach you the most. If you let them. Emma was in the audience, 16 now, about to start at MIT full-time. She stood up and started clapping. The entire room followed. 10 years after buying the school, Lisa was interviewed for an education podcast. So you bought an entire school to fire one teacher who discriminated against your daughter. Some people call that petty. What do you say? Lisa smiled. I didn't buy the school to fire him. I bought it to fix it. Firing him was just step one. Prestigious Academy was failing dozens of students every year. Kids with dyslexia, ADHD, autism, processing disorders, all brilliant in their own ways, all being told they weren't good enough because the school refused to adapt. I bought it because I had the resources to transform it, because I'd lived through what Emma lived through, because I knew what was possible when you actually designed education around how people learn. Firing Richard Dawson was necessary, but it wasn't the goal. The goal was building a school where no child would ever be called stupid for learning differently, where accommodations were standard practice, not special favors. where neurodiversity was celebrated, not punished. We've graduated 500 students in 10 years. Students who were told they'd never succeed in rigorous academic environments. They've gone to Ivy League schools, started companies, become scientists and artists and engineers. They've proved that the problem was never them. It was schools that refused to meet them where they were. That's not petty. That's justice. And Mr. Dawson, any regrets about how you handled that? None. He earned his firing. But I don't regret giving him a second chance either. He spent 7 years proving he could change. He helped hundreds of students get the support they needed. He became the educator he should have been from the beginning. Emma always says the best revenge is showing people what they lost by underestimating you. She's right. Mr. Dawson lost a chance to teach my daughter, but she succeeded anyway, spectacularly, and eventually she was gracious enough to let him be part of creating a system where other kids like her could succeed too. That's the real ending. Not revenge, transformation. The end,